I'd like to call this meeting of the Chattanooga Beer and Record Board, or excuse me, Chattanooga Beer Board to order. And if you're, all meeting attendees must sign in here. If you haven't signed in, please do. All electronic devices, please turn those off or put them on mute. And any individuals that will be coming to speak to the board, if you'll go to this podium right here, and if you will speak up. It's hard, believe it or not, it's a little hard for us to hear sometimes from the podium. So if you would speak up directly into the microphone itself. All right, we have approval of the minutes for the October 3rd, 2024 and October 17th, 2024 meeting. Is there any additions or corrections? If not, is there a motion to approve those minutes?
I make a motion to approve October 3rd, 2024 minutes.
All right. There a second?
Second.
All in favor of approving the minutes of October 3rd and October 17th, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, thank you. Now, all individuals who will testify today will need to be sworn in at this time. So, Lori, if you will swear everybody in, please.
Anybody that's going to be coming to the podium to speak and is going to be sworn in, stand and raise your right hand.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Well, I did them both at the same time.
The motion on the 3rd.
Oh, okay. I'll follow up on that. End of the meeting. Yeah, okay. All right. All right, let's do that. All right. We'll go ahead and do it now. I'm sorry, I missed the motion was for October 3rd on the minutes. Also, we need a motion for October 17th. Is there a motion to approve the October 17th meeting minutes?
Make a motion to approve the October 17th minutes.
All right, and second? Second? No. All right, very good. All in favor of approving the October 17th, 2024 minutes signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, thank y'all. Okay, now, just for review, the following beer applicants have been approved by regulatory. Sculptural Fields at Montague Park, City of Creators Tennessee Whiskey Festival, RG Chattanooga LLC, Rodizio Grill, and that I think was a change of ownership or consumer carryout. Shubath Bahari, Patriot Express was approved. Second American Restaurant LLC, doing business as Second American Restaurant on Cowart Street, was approved. So those were approved by regulatory. So our new system is working. That's great. Now we have beer applications passed from the last meeting. We have Chattanooga Brewing Company LLC.
I actually approved them on the 5th, so they're good to go.
Okay, so they've been approved by regulatory. Great. Now, temporary beer permit applications, and we will start with those. Do you want to read the first one?
Representing Heavyweight Chili Cook-Off, Ryan Wesselo. Make an application for a temporary beer permit for Habitat for Humanity of Greater Chattanooga.
Okay, anybody here for them?
The event is scheduled for December 7th.
December 7th, so, okay. All right, is there a motion to pass this to our next meeting?
Just quickly, I think the only holdup was legal, and that's been approved as of this morning.
Oh, okay, so that's been approved. So, we don't need to, do we need to take action on that if you've approved it?
No, regulatory.
Regulatory did it. So that's good, so we're good there then. Okay.
I can keep an eye on this, and I mean, if it's met all the requirements, as Zach has said, I can
Okay.
go and approve it.
Very good, thank you. Okay, under new beer applications, Bertha?
Fraternal orders of Eagles. That was approved by regulatory.
Okay, that one's approved.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Representing Midtown Bar and Grill, KMJM LLC, Tyrone Broomfield is making application for consumer beer and a brown bag permit for 3469 Brainerd Road. Mr. Brumfield has not had a beer permit for this location, but has had a beer permit for Glass Street Lounge located on Glass Street. The location is owned by Tyrone Broomfield and is zoned C2.
So I think legal was going to come up and speak on the hold there.
Yeah, and before you do that, legal, Mr. Bertha, that last one, he had a permit where?
Glass Street Lounge.
Lounge, okay.
Good morning again, Zach Yanes with the City Attorney's Office. So I have the brown bag permit BB6 application in my queue. Legal has not approved it. We were going to defer to the board. The reason why is under section 5-184. As grounds for refusal, no permit shall be issued where the operation of the business conducted thereunder may cause congestion of traffic, interfere with schools, churches, parks, or other places of public assembly, or otherwise interfere with the public health, safety, and morals, or where this article or any other law would be violated, including but not limited to the zoning laws. So under that provision, I think the beer board is able to consider Mr. Brumfield has a current open case, criminal case in general sessions. I spoke with him prior to today, and my understanding and kind of what we discussed earlier would be he has a constitutional right, because this is an open case under the Fifth Amendment, not to testify. I defer to him in terms of that choice, but if he does not testify or elects to use that constitutional right, then I would just ask that we pass this and track that case so that the board can consider it properly.
Mr. Brownfield, would you go ahead and tell us what's going on at Brainerd Road? What are you doing? And let me ask you a question first before we get started. Is this it's the building that's been remodeled on the left as you come through the tunnels, and it's been repainted and redone?
Yes, sir.
And for someone as old as I am, it's the old JoJo's?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, very good. All right, I'm sorry. Wanted to make sure I knew which building it was.
Now, where's this?
It's on Brainerd Road.
The previous name of the
Formerly known as
Christie's.
Christie's.
Christie's. I'm sorry, I'm going way, I was in the way back machine, okay? I was in the way back machine. That's how I know it. It's had lots of names over the years. I'm sorry, I apologize. Okay, go ahead and tell us what you're doing there, please, sir.
Okay, do I need to state my name?
Yes, sir, please.
Tyrone Brumfield. Okay, it's gonna be a middle-aged retail beer establishment that's gonna offer a DJ, karaoke, and special emphasis on sports screenings. Basically, it's gonna be like a sport bar type concept. And then also, we're trying to employ a new concept where we're gonna do what we're calling a food truck by committee, meaning that for the food aspect of it, we won't have internal cooking, but we'll have rotating food trucks positioned out in front of the building.
Okay. All right. So, Zach, correct me if I'm wrong when I restate this, please. Are there any questions from any of the members for Mr. Brown? Mr. Brumfield? Excuse me, sir.
I'm sorry.
Reggie?
So you stated that this would be a bar grill, but the establishment would have outside vendors. So zoning is permitted for trucks to be lined up along this intersection or wherever this is at?
It won't be multiple trucks. It may, say for example, on Saturday, we may have a wing truck. It won't be like.
And so with this being right on Brainerd Road, is this right in the front, or is this gonna be behind where this food will take place there?
It's
'Cause if you
actually
got-
be positioned in the parking lot adjacent to my building, so it won't be out on Brainerd Road.
And that is part of your establishment as well, where the truck is at?
No, the neighbor's gonna allow me to park there. I don't own that.
Okay.
Mr. Brumfield, what's the hours of operations and the days that you will be open, please,
Okay,
sir?
Monday through Wednesday will be 3 to 12. Friday through Sunday will be 12 to 1:30.
And a follow-up question to that, do you have security? What's your security plan?
Well, I don't physically have security now, but now I'm in discussion with an Express Guard and two minority-owned companies, and I haven't made a decision as to which one I'm gonna use at this time.
And you have a security plan already planned out as well?
No, I don't. I probably need to get that.
Okay.
Ron?
What's the occupancy going to be of this now?
Well, I think the fire department listed as 99, because he said it couldn't be 100, but he didn't give me a number, so I think it's gonna be 99.
And are you aware now that's 99, including you and all the cooks and
Yes, sir.
anybody inside the building?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Christie?
Mr. Murphy, you stated that it was gonna be a middle-aged bar. What is the age?
35 and up.
And how are you going to regulate that, to make sure that it's only 35 and up?
Well, there'll be a person stationed at the door to check IDs.
So, okay,
Zach?
Part of the application is brown bag,
Yes, sir.
is that correct? So that I assume people will be drinking outside of the building?
Well,
Is that what that means?
Well, that's not what it means, but there is a patio, so I didn't know if should I include that or not, so.
Just for clarification, brown bag means that he will be selling the setups and the people will be bringing the alcohol with them to mix with the setups. So technically, in a brown bag.
Mr. Brumfield, again, thanks for coming this morning. We have had several people come before us in the brown bag situation. What is your plan to measure intoxication?
I mean, other than the visual things such as slurred speech and the obvious things that liberated people do, other than that, and I'm sure the security guard will have a little more experience than myself to help me to monitor things like that.
Okay. And if I'm not clear, legal will come in and clarify. Are you aware that once they bring a bottle in closed, they are not to take it back out with it being open?
Lesson learned. I did not know that. Thank you very much.
Am I correct on that? I know we talked about that before. They're not allowed.
Technically, it would, after it's open, it's considered to be an open container.
Correct.
So, you know.
Got it. Okay. So that is correct.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
they can or they
They
can't?
cannot.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, if they do, it's at their own peril that they will be driving in a vehicle with an open container. See, that's what you've got to understand is if I'm one of your customers and I bring my brown bag in and open it up and it's half empty when I leave and put it in my car, I'm driving with an open container in my car. So I'm taking a risk that if something happens, then the consequences potentially could be there. So, and then it comes back to you. So be aware, you've gotta, just because they bring it in doesn't mean that you don't have a responsibility to police what's going on. You know, if someone's inebriated to the point, someone's inebriated to the point, then you call Uber for them and say, put them in an Uber. And you've gotta let people know that, brown bagging, is potentially pretty hazardous. Because you're not serving the drinks. You know, you're not monitoring the alcohol that's consumed. And it's something that we are as a board, we're very keenly aware of the potential for problems with this. All right. Any questions? Yes, sir. Zach, sorry.
To clarification for Zach, I assume it's a matter of public record and it doesn't implicate his Fifth Amendment rights, but can we know the charge, the criminal charge? I'm concerned if it's alcohol related at all.
As I understand it, it's a disorderly conduct charge in general sessions.
Okay.
I don't know the specifics of the case, and as we talked about, he has a Fifth Amendment right
Mm-hmm.
to exercise.
Yeah.
So that's
okay.
why the suggestion from legal was gonna be to pass it and track it
Right.
to a time where it can be addressed more adequately.
Right, because I don't think that we can make, or the beer board can make a decision as to this application until that criminal case is resolved. That's my concern.
Okay.
So, and it's my understanding that you don't know when that will be resolved.
Well, it should be resolved on November the 21st. I go back to court on the 21st.
Okay.
Yeah, I went about 2 weeks ago, and they passed it to the 21st. So we'll be in courtroom 4. They said it should be resolved on the 21st.
Okay, so if we could pass it to the first meeting in December,
Yeah, okay.
I think, and, I mean, he would have to come back to obviously, advise us as to whether or not it's been disposed. But because he's offered testimony here today as to the type of business and whatnot, I would think that he wouldn't have to go through
Right.
all of this again, just
Right.
what happened to the charge and, y'all consider whether or not it violates a city code.
This is just a comment. I'm very concerned about the brown bag situation because you can't monitor over serving. I can't see the practical means of monitoring people pouring an ungodly amount of liquor into their drink. That's just, I'm stating that out loud.
No,
I
I agree.
want it to be very clear.
Okay.
And when he do come back, he need to make sure that he has a clear security plan, and that needs to be included in that security plan of how you're gonna monitor the brown bagging.
That's a good point. Yes, ma'am.
I guess mine is a question of legal, and that is the brown bagging, is it okay, because he has an outside patio, is it okay, because it's part of the building, to take the alcohol onto the patio?
Right.
I just want to be clear on
As
that.
long as it's attached to the premises, it's technically considered the premises.
Right.
So,
Mr. Brumfield, when are you open? Are you open now?
No, it's pending this board. I'm waiting.
The building, you're waiting just on the beer board?
Yes, I'm waiting on the beer board.
Okay.
Zach?
And with the patio being allowed because it's on the premises, no drinks would be allowed on the adjacent parking lot. It's a different property owner.
right.
Just to make that clear.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, Mr. Brumfield, I know you mentioned food trucks.
Yeah.
I would suggest that you look at the code to see if that's an allowable zone for food trucks. Because I know that there are certain zones in the city where food trucks are allowed. So before you depend on that concept, you need to look into that as well.
Well, when the health department came through, I ran the concept by her, and she seemed to be okay with it, but I can follow up and make sure I ask the right question.
It has nothing to do with the health department, it's the zoning code.
Zone, okay.
Reach out to city zoning.
That's a good point.
You're so smart.
You know it, yeah. Okay, yes, ma'am.
That's something he needs to do, or the actual food truck vendor, since he wouldn't be violated, they would be the ones violated.
Technically, yes, they would be the ones violating, but if it's something that he's advertising for,
That's good question.
Okay.
Ron?
Make a motion.
Okay, any further discussion or questions? Okay, thank you very much.
I have a quick question, about the monitoring of alcohol. Would me posting something on the door help that situation in any kind of way, i.e., if you open it, if you bring it in, open, closed, and once it open, you can't take it out? Would posting something to that effect help, or?
Say you would need to have, so whoever you're working with on the security company, you need to make sure they have someone posted out there, at least in that area, to make sure if those people are out there with those, with the alcohol, they need to be monitoring those people. And if they see anybody that is to inebriate the drive, they need to stop those people from even getting in, or notify you and get those people an Uber at least.
Veronica?
I don't think the brown bag means that they can't leave with their liquor, they're just saying it's still gotta be, if it came in closed, it need to be closed when they leave out. It don't mean they gotta leave their leftover liquor there in the building.
Right.
So you don't have to do that.
I guess I'm getting a bit confused because on my pass permit, the customers are allowed the brown bag without me having any type license. I just thought they enforced the new code where it was a requirement of me to have a license. But in the past, they come in and out with brown bags and I have nothing at stake.
So if I may, that's not the first time that's been brought up to the board. I can't even say I just observed it in the code and was like, hey, we're not enforcing this. There was a lot of, I guess, confusion, you could say, amongst business owners, maybe? Or maybe we didn't do a good enough job getting it put out there to the business owners.
Yeah.
But a lot of brown bagging was occurring without brown bag permits.
Right.
A lot of folks thought they were grandfathered in. I don't see any grandfather clause written anywhere in the code. So I tried to get ahead of it and explain to folks, hey, listen, if you're brown bagging without a brown bagging permit, that's a violation.
Right.
Please, let's get this fixed.
Right.
So that's I think that's why we're gonna start seeing a lot more of these
Right.
brown bagging applications before.
Right. And on that note, Sergeant Woods, and maybe not now, but with legal, I believe when we were dealing with 58 on the brown bagging, it came up that once the bottle come in, it cannot come back out open because there's some responsibilities, and that's when we're going through a whole bunch of stuff. And that's where I got that information from. So maybe outside of this, we need to really talk and look into it to see about bringing it back out.
Sure.
Because again, I think in that meeting, the responsibility of that open container coming back out is definitely on the owner. And they said, we talked about it being left at the table and disposing the bottles on the inside and not bringing it back on the outside. Yes.
We do need to study that, because if you got somebody in there and they got some alcohol left, they're gonna try to drink it all down. Then they're really gonna leave it there.
Right.
But if they just close it back up, they can take it back out.
It's kind of a catch-22.
I think it's certainly something that we could do a deep dive on.
Correct.
And get it, and I can reach out to the TABC and maybe get some better guidance from them on that as
That's
well.
where it belongs.
Okay.
All right.
Ron? Motion?
I was gonna just make the motion that we pass this to the December the 5th meeting.
You have two applications.
Yeah, that's what I was about to,
Oh.
so he has a regular, beer permit and then a brown bag permit application. So
Okay.
you can either do two motions or just one motion saying both of those need to be passed.
I'll make a motion that
December the 5th, I think is.
the consumer,
That's the first.
number 2, license, and the brown bag.
Beer,
December 5, because I'll be at the court.
yeah.
Application beer 1279 and application BB 6 be passed to the December 5th meeting.
Second.
And, I was gonna say, I really think this needs to come back to here instead of going to regulatory.
Correct.
Okay,
It will come
okay,
back.
okay. Thank
So
you.
there's a motion by Ron and a second by Veronica. All right, discussion to the motion. All right, I'll call roll. Christie?
Yes.
Veronica? Yes. Ron?
Yes.
JW?
Yes.
Reginald?
Yes.
Betsy?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. All right, we'll see you in December 5th.
So, one quick question. Upon my return, the only thing I need to bring is the resolution to my court case.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
And your security plan.
And the security
And the
plan.
security, okay, thank you very much.
Yes, good luck.
And Mr. Brumfield, make sure your security company you're dealing with understands the Dallas law as well.
The what law?
The Dallas law.
Where is Kentucky?
Yeah. I was looking for it, that's why I didn't have it up there, yes.
Okay.
It's a booklet over there? Is it booklets for the?
Next applicant, representing Lely Holding LLC, doing business as Scotty B's. Scarlett Bowman is making application for a consumer beer permit at 1814 East Main Street. Ms. Bowman has not had a beer permit for this location, but currently has a beer permit for the Big Chill located on Cherokee Boulevard and Scotty's on the River located on Riverfront Parkway. The location is owned by Scarlett Bowman and is zoned C2. Good morning.
Good morning. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Well, I bought Armando's on Main Street, 1814 East Main Street, and I just want to make it Scotty B's Burgers and Beer, and so far it's just Scotty B's Burgers and sweet tea. I've renovated it. I've got, the occupancy is 75. I'm aware that includes the staff. 75 because I had to be less than 100 in order not to have to put in sprinklers. So I just got my building final from the beer board inspector. So that's pretty much it. We're just, and Armando's, we kept a lot of the old nostalgia of Armando's. We still have the Armando burger, and we added some specialty burgers and took away some of their stuff I just didn't think was working. I just really wanted to focus on burgers and beer. Started doing hand cut French fries, hand breading their onion rings again, trying to improve the food. But we added a patio to the front, so that seats about 24.
Okay.
And it's still a situation where you come up and counter service. So you come up and pay ahead of time. So they would only be served one beer at a time, of course. But we added a little area that's covering to-goes and beer only. So if they're there and in the middle of their lunch, they finish one beer, they'd be able to come up and buy another one.
Got it. All right.
Cool.
They have met all requirements.
Okay, very good. All right, questions from the board members?
Did you say you open right now? Is that
Yes,
what-
We are open.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
good.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
We've been really doing well for lunch, even without beer. I doubt we'll sell a lot of beer during lunch. Really want to try to get that area is really up and coming. So we've added TVs and we've added music. I know they didn't have like speakers and stuff then.
Yeah.
But we want to be able to have some Saturday college games and play those over the speakers. And so we're hoping to become a little more of a hangout. So there's several things have opened on that street lately within a couple of blocks of us, the Low Main, and then the Mexican restaurant next door just opened. He opened like a week before us, and I know Mean Jeans just opened. So really trying to create a whole new area for people to come. The good thing about us also is we're getting a lot of walk traffic from the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, further, any questions from any of the board members? Is there a motion?
Make a motion that we approve the
Okay.
beer carryout license for Scotty's.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Number 7.
Consumer.
Yeah, consumer. All right, there's a motion by Reginald. Is there a second? Who was that?
Second.
Zach, second by Zach. Discussion to the motion.
I just want to be clear on the motion.
The motion is to approve Scarlett Bowman, DBA Scotty B's, at 1814 East Main Street for a consumer
Right,
permit.
that's what the point for the record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
We need to discuss the beer training,
Yep.
so.
okay.
Calendra's not here, but Christie is passing out the books. And I didn't bring it up because I thought, she's already know about the servers being served.
Oh,
the
yes.
Licenses
We'll
trained.
get them certified.
And I know you have security as well.
Yes.
Not being able to monitor that too.
Well, we're only gonna be open till 8 o'clock, so, and we're more of a restaurant, so
Okay.
we do not have security.
Okay, no
We
security.
don't have security at either of the other restaurants.
All right.
Okay.
I think be considered more of a
Restaurant. Okay.
Exactly. All right, further discussion then. If not, I'll call roll. Zach,
Yes.
Betsy,
Yes.
Reginald,
Yes.
JW,
Yes.
Ron, Veronica,
Yes.
Christie,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes. All right. Very good.
Gotcha.
All right, thank you very much. Good
Thank you.
luck.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Yes.
So in the past, I don't know if it's changed, but I was thinking that consumer and carryout, if you had consumer, you could carry out. Is there a separate application for carryout?
Yes.
Not that I'm going to need it, and I've
Yes, there
never had
is.
anybody ask, but I was
Yes,
just
there
curious.
is. Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Consumer.
Okay, let's back up, shall we?
I was about to
Say what happened. Yeah.
Number four, Hop In Express was approved by regulatory.
It's approved.
Blue Moose Burgers and Wings, number 5, was approved by regulatory.
Where's that?
And Weigel's, number 109, was approved by regulatory.
Okay.
The Blue Moose is where Texas Roadhouse used to be at Shallowford and I-75.
Okay, thank you.
Had a big
Alrighty.
giant sign that has a Blue Moose on it.
That's a Knoxville company, is it not?
Yeah, I think so. That's correct. Yeah. Okay.
Number 8,
All right, here we go.
Shri Ram Inc., doing business as Nambia Mart number 2. I'm not going to attempt to try these names for fear of butchering them. But the two are making application for a carry-out beer permit for 3441 Wilcox Boulevard. The two have not had a beer permit for this location. The pending application reflects a name and ownership change. The business was formerly Clarence Joseph and Sons, Inc., doing business as Joseph Food Mart, operated by Irfan and Harun Joseph. The location is owned by Darsh Corporation and is zoned C5.
The only thing that I observed this morning was legal, needed to approve, but other than that, they have met their requirements.
So my question is, on the FBI background check, there was something that came back in 2021, shows alien inadmissibility, and I've never seen that before. So I think I need some extra time to investigate this and see exactly what that means.
What was it, Catherine, again? And what?
Alien inadmissibility for,
Okay.
Mr. Mansouri. So I don't know, can you explain about
My
that?
name is Chaudhary Vipul,
Okay,
and there's a partner of his name, but his son has like speech therapies going on, so might be coming up, other than his fine.
so he's not here.
No.
What is your name?
Vipul Kumar Chaudhary.
Okay, thank you.
Well, so since legal has a question that has to be resolved, there's really no action that we can take today on this application. And do you understand that there is an issue, the legal department of the city has an issue with the background check of Mr. Mansouri? And so that's got to be cleared up. We've got to get an understanding of what this, I've never heard of that either. That's a new one. Yeah.
Partnership
Yeah.
that would be the same issue we had the last time with.
She needs to look at a little bit further, so they
Yeah.
can approve it today.
Yeah, we can't do it today then. So is there a motion or a discussion overall about this before we make a motion, or ask for a motion?
Move further on the background check.
Yeah, you'll have to come back on the next.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to make a motion.
Okay. Is there a motion that it be moved to the next meeting?
I'd like to make
Okay.
a motion that case beer -1293 be moved to the next meeting. Is it December 5th?
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Well,
Actually, it's going to be
actually, it would be
Days of.
21st.
the 21st,
Yeah. All right, to move to the 21st
November 21st.
of November.
And also, let me go into that, when you come back, if there's a no permit, if it's still on the wall, we want you to bring it with you or get it back to us when you get your,
The previous one, I'll take all this stuff.
okay.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to move this to our next meeting of November 21.
Who seconded that?
Oh, okay, Betsy, sorry.
Betsy.
All right, Betsy did. Thank you. All right, discussion to the motion? All right, I'll call the roll. Christie?
Yes.
Veronica?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
JW?
Yes.
Reginald? Betsy? Zach? And the chair votes yes. So we'll see you on the 21st then.
Thank you.
Okay, beer violations, glad to see none there, so that's good. Any discussion from any of the board members? I would like to give you an update. You remember our case that we've wrestled with on the food truck and the parking lot?
Over on Williams.
They have, one of the principals of the business, of the venture called me the other day and said they are just going to redo the temporary permits.
Oh,
This is on the one that's on, is it not Coward Street, isn't it? Isn't it Coward?
It was over there,
Yeah.
Reggie, one of those, Williams.
And this is where they were gonna have the parking lot, and then they would have a food truck. And what they're gonna do, they've decided that it's just gonna be easier to get a temporary beer permit to renew it every 30 days.
That would be easier.
It is, but boy, that's, looking at it from the consumer side, that's 30 times, 300 times 12 is 3,600, whatever, that's a lot of money. But that's what they've decided to do because of, until we maybe get a clarification or decide to change the rules, that's just, so I was glad to hear that they're still gonna proceed and that you're just gonna get the, continue to re-up the temporary permit every 30 days. All right, any other discussion?
Sorry, I just want to put something on the table for maybe the next meeting. But the discussion about the law where I believe if someone has a DUI on the record, what we have the authority to make a decision on that as a beer board, whether that counts as transporting alcohol or whether it solely concerns consumption of alcohol. And so I'd like to put that on the table to discuss maybe at the next meeting.
Okay, that'd be great, we'll do that.
Yeah.
I think Ron has something.
Yes, sir. Ron?
Oh, okay. You're prompting me, aren't you? For all the years I've been here, we've always had a luncheon around Christmas time. So, all I got to say about that, we went last year and we only had 4 people to show up, and it was on Gun Barrel Road, right week before Christmas, and it was a disaster. A complete disaster. The traffic was terrible. So all I'm saying is we need to stay, I think, close if we decide on a place, find a place kind of close here that we know we can navigate the streets on. We've been to the Stir, we've been to Clyde's, we've been to Feed Company, all those, State of Confusion, all those, Tupelo Honeys, we've never been there, but that would be a good place. I checked out Public House yesterday, and on theirs, that's what you got to be careful of, is when you decide on something, make sure that they'll take individual checks. The Public House wants one check for the whole group, and that's disastrous. So anyway, I'd like to say that we at least put somebody who take charge and find a place locally close by, and let's try to have a luncheon. And this doesn't just include us. We go out, we reach out to some of the other people that support this group, TBI, not TBI, ABC, and
Treasurer's
Record,
office.
and all those people, that we've worked with over the years, because they enjoy it too. So anyway, just want to throw it out there.
Very good, thank you.
I make a motion that Ron be in charge of the Christmas luncheon.
That's what happens,
You already got it going, so go ahead. Yes,
No, I ain't got it going. I just happened to be over there eating yesterday, and I asked her if they still had that policy of one check, and she said
Okay.
yes, and I'm, okay. I'll keep it.
Scotty's hamburgers sounded pretty good myself.
She just left. It's Bertha. Brooke owns a restaurant up on the lake shore.
Yeah.
But-
Brooke does?
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Lake Shore.
At Lake Shore.
Lake Shore
at the-
Grill.
at the
And,
Marina.
that would be,
Yeah, upstairs. Yeah.
And, but the thing is, she's only open for evening meals.
They're only open for the evening.
So I don't know if she would want to, we will reach out to her and see if she would want to have us, you know, or whatever. Because it's a good spot. It's kind of out of remote, but
It's got
parking's kind
beautiful
of rough there as far as it's
Yeah.
kind of steep down there to one
Right.
parking lot. But other than that, it's a pretty good spot. So, anyway, I'll tell you what.
You keep us updated, Ron.
Some help here. Can we y'all send Bertha suggestions, and I'll send Bertha some suggestions. I need help on, because sometimes it gets pretty hard to find somebody who really wants to have a bunch of hooligans.
Rough crowd.
We're a rowdy bunch, okay. Any further discussion from board members?
Well, that's the other thing is, last year it was real close to Christmas, and it was, I would say the December the 5th meeting. The next one would be the 19th in December, I think. But
That'd be like, yeah.
That's deep into
I
it.
get down there pretty close to
Let's
that.
shoot for December,
Yeah,
let's think December 5th.
I like
Okay. Let's
Is
just-
this a luncheon after this
After
meeting?
the,
And the thing about it is, if it's a long meeting, you know, it puts you close to dinner time, but if it's a short meeting, then you got a gap to
Right.
whatever time we make the appointment for. So a place, a suggestion of a restaurant and a time frame that you'd like to eat.
Okay. All right. All right. Now, public comment, does anybody wish to address the board? None noted. All right. Thank everybody for being here today. Is there a motion to adjourn? All in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye. Aye. And opposed? Thank y'all very much for being here this morning. I appreciate it.
Fantastic.